Alright, welcome back everyone to USC 2022 quarterfinals weekend. We are headed into our second match of this week. Oregon versus Tennessee, playing a very late match for the Tennessee lads. Some midnight gamers on the Friday evening here. We're in the losers bracket once again, as we were with our preceding match, New Jersey versus Illinois. The winner of this will await the winner of Texas versus Kansas, match that will be played tomorrow. The loser will be eliminated from the tournament. So, you know, just a little bit on the line here for this one. This is a reasonably close matchup, I feel. Oregon rolling with Bashiman, Zados, Schwartz, Varler, Tynamo, Bonbon against Tennessee, made up of Coda, Digidrake, Suicune, Teo, Shift, and Firyu. Tennessee, of course, winners last week 5-1 over Nevada. Oregon lost 5-1 to SoCal, and thus do they meet. So matching scores in the previous round, of course, means that this match will also be close, I am sure. I think should be a pretty good one. Oregon, I think as a whole, maybe a little bit stronger. A lot of it feels like it depends on the performance of Bashiman. Tennessee, though, Coda has been playing really well. So that'll be a big portion of their side of things. And we are getting his world as a warm-up, because of course we are. So we're gonna have this happen. I guess we're back in whatever year it was when I had to ban this fucking song. Let's start playing with DT. Yeah, I think this is likely to be a pretty good matchup. You know, this is only the second match we're going to be able to see on this pool for the week, so hard to make a lot of predictions ahead of time. I think, you know, the easy take is, you know, Tennessee probably wants to play mechanics, and Oregon probably wants to play not mechanics, kind of similar to before in the New Jersey-Illinois match, where you kind of expected Illinois to want to go into, you know, the hard rock and aim type of stuff, whereas New Jersey was playing the gimmick and hidden and low AR type of maps. I think you may see a little bit of that here, depending on, you know, kind of who's available and who's playing well on this particular day. Obviously, Tennessee, you're kind of known with Coda and Digidrake for that skill set, but as with some of these other matches involving some of the lower seeded teams, unfortunately not ones that I'm quite as familiar with every single player top to bottom on. So I can't make perhaps quite as accurate of a prediction as I may be able to otherwise. But what can you do? You can watch and you can enjoy, I guess, hopefully. And we'll see how things pan out. You know, we're going best of 11, 2 bands, so you kind of things get expanded out a little bit. More opportunities to opt into different types of picks, and, you know, by the same token, you can get rid of an extra map that maybe you're not as comfortable with. Got a little more time in the match itself for ebbs and flows. For some reason, you know, it's only best of 9 to best of 11. It's only one more map, but for some reason, best of 11 just feels way more intense than best of 9 does to me. I don't know if it's just, you know, breaking the 2-digit barrier there, going from 9 to 11, but it feels like there's a little bit more strategy involved in things. You got PP playing Harumachi. You know, when you go from, you know, 5 nomads, but only 2 hidden hard rock, 3 DT, 3 free mod. Instead, you're now going to 3 hidden hard rock, 4 DT, 4 free mod. Get some more skill sets, you know, kind of represented. And I don't know what this is. I'm a little terrified. I just want it to go quickly. I really hope this isn't long. Okay, it's 2 minutes.
Hey, I'll keep you all in the loop, but not before I give a
So apparently this is Varler on rap and lyrics, Canned Fruit on the beat, the piano, the string, and the mixing, and Bonbon on a breakcore section. So I guess we're going to experience something here. What that something is remains to be seen. We should be getting going here shortly. Because it's already midnight, and I'm already yawning. Because it's been a long day. Oh, there's the breakcore. I'm pretty sure this is just lifted straight out of a Venetian Snares or Venetian Snares song. But I'm not really sure. I'll have to hear it once we get there.
Nice FC, yes I see. You got PP playing Harumachi. While you were farming, I was busy on the skill grind. Yesterday FC'd your mom on double time.
That's inappropriate.
No C's on time freeze. I have the expertise and my homies agree. My freaky flying fingers ain't a joke, you know? They finna steal your girlfriend in just one stroke. Got the skills to pay the bills, I win and money appears. Haven't paid for my supporter for 3 whole years. Badgers, bags, and bitches, winning tourneys in my nature. Reppin' my bros, reppin' my hoes, reppin' my Osu Oregon gamers. Yo, meet up at 6, but do we go to Portland or way out in the sticks? Hey, I'll keep you all in the loop, but not before I give a big word to my boy Canned Fruit.
Alright, I'll give him credit for that being at least mildly clever, and the mapping matching up with the lyrics. That's like considerably higher effort than I ever would have expected. I'll definitely give him credit for that one. That's well executed, all things considered. The $3-6 sticks sliders, pretty well done for, you know, what it is. Yeah, this sounds a lot like, well, it could be like Gorshit or V-Snares, because they sound a lot alike when they're doing the same breakcore stuff. It just, I'm like mildly more interested in this than I expected to be. That was certainly an experience for the eyes and the ears. I'm guessing that's the Oregon flag, right? Or at least like kind of a representation of it. Yeah, kind of a representation of it. It's a square with a tree in the middle. All right, well, credit to Oregon for one of the more imaginative warm-ups I've seen in a long time. Yeah, good job. Good job, Oregon. Okay. Anyway, we're going into picks and bands here. We're going to bands, but
Busy on the skill
can we get a song change, maybe, perhaps? Alright, so Tennessee just instantly bans out DT3. So that makes sense. That's the gimmick. That's the gimmick DT. So you kind of could see that coming, and that's what I was kind of talking about, is that Oregon is probably going to want to opt into those types of maps in this matchup. And yeah, they ban out DT1 in response. So Oregon saying, okay, you guys want to ban out the older style gimmickier DT that's a little more reading heavy, that's, you know, kind of that awkward mapping that doesn't exist anymore. We're going to fire it back with, you know, the higher BPM, more straightforward, you know, kind of aim and bursty DT. Tennessee, you're at a 6.5. Well, that's a Bashi Man ban. No precision allowed here, which is interesting because, of course, Tennessee typically known for being good at hard rock, but if you're afraid of, you know, some particular people on the other side being good at that skill set as well, then I can understand not wanting it to be available for them. And this could be another mechanics ban, quite possibly. This could be like a hard rock 1, Nomad 1, Nomad 1. It might be like an aim ban, I guess. It could be free mod 1 alternatively. If they don't want to go that direction, I'm not really sure necessarily where else they would opt for second ban. I don't know. If you ban DT1, like Hard Rock 1 and Free Mod 1 come to mind. Alternatively, I guess DT2. But I typically think of Oregon as being pretty decent at tapping. They've had some good results on Nomad 2s in the past. Okay, but it is going to be DT2. So, goodbye. Double time this second. And it's no surprise. They head straight into a gimmick type of map with their first pick. The first pick of the match. They go Nomad 5. The mindless self-indulgence that I can't say because I don't feel like getting stream banned. So this is kind of like low BPM, got some slider aim, got some weird rhythm changes and such. Kind of a banger as well. So they're trying to keep us awake here in this nightcap. It's too bad this isn't two West Coast teams because then it'd be like Big 12 after dark, or Pac-12, excuse me, Big 12, Pac-12 after dark type vibes. But unfortunately, Tennessee is not on the West Coast, so do not get that opportunity. It's going to be Bashiman, Schwartz, Dynamo against Suicune, Koda, and Firyu. I feel that's probably a roster we'll see a lot of for Oregon. And in we go. And you'll see quickly, it's just weird. It's got ult, it's got some quick paced rhythms, it's got some slider aim. It's got a triple reset already for Tennessee. No FCs left for them. Bashiman, interestingly, the only one to break for Oregon so far, but Dynamo and Schwartz are having a fine time in the first couple hundred combo. There goes Schwartz. It is now Dynamo versus the World. Fortunately, the World is not really putting up a stern fight at this juncture, and you've got a little time to build up some combo in this next verse. 100k lead already on the board for Oregon. Accuracy advantage in their favor. Combo relatively similar. Not anymore. Dynamo finds a miss, and that does mean that Tennessee has combo lead. Suicune, Koda holding 200 and 275 combo respectively. Bashiman and Schwartz doing what they can to match, and Firyu and Dynamo at similar combo. Gap's gonna come down. We're halfway through. Lots of time left. I feel that this is a map that is pretty difficult to be consistent on, and you just see breaks all over the place unless you're, you know, one of those players who's very good at this type of pick. But if you're not an absolute specialist, it's so easy to break all over the place. Combos are building up pretty big here, though. This section a little bit more friendly than the rest, and that's not really playing in anybody's favor yet. It's going to play in somebody's favor when there's a break, and it's going to be Firyu. And that means that Oregon now will have quite a combo lead. Dynamo follows up with the next break, but there's not a lot of map left to go. Less than a quarter here once we reach this next chorus. Firyu with another break. It's Bashiman and Schwartz versus Suicune and Koda. Koda finds a break on the fast back and forth slider, and that might just do it. Oregon has the opportunity to close this out if they can hold on. And you get a little more slow part, which is just what Oregon needs. And they will go ahead and close things out. It's not going to be a big win by any means. At least I think it's going to be a win. Having some trouble here at the ending. Comes back a bit. Well, that was a lot closer than Oregon would have liked. Dynamo and Schwartz had a lot of trouble at the end, and Koda and Firyu managed to build up a little bit of combo with Bashiman doing what he was able to. So only a 100K win there for Oregon on their first pick. But a win's a win, and you're not going to complain too much. And that's a quick selection from Tennessee for the second pick. It is an instant free mod 3, so we're going right into Nano Death. Not a whole bunch of a surprise there, because if your opponent bans DT2 against you, I mean, it's pretty clear what skill set they're targeting. And so you go straight into the tapping focused free mod, and you say, good luck, gents. This is 240 BPM, Isomir speed pick from, what, Corsace, round of 32 last year, I think it was. So, the mods come out. It's Bonbon Nomad Schwartz hidden, Varler Hard Rock for Oregon, Shift Nomad Teo hidden, and Furyu Hard Rock for Tennessee. Nice, all the same slots, right? The slots 1, 2, 3 are the same mods. It's kind of nice. Easy on the viewer. And in we go. Very early break from Furyu right at the start. And this is like the real speed map. This is, you know, in place of a traditional No Mod 5 in the pool, you have this Free Mod 3. And it can bite players who are not comfortable with it. Varler and Schwartz early breaks. Teo does end up breaking a little bit farther in, but already advantaged to Tennessee by a bit, about 50,000 points, and growing here and there. Bonbon matching Shift, those Nomad players. It's helping out Oregon that Shift is at 92 AC and Furyu's at 90. Of course, Varler's down at 81, so, you know, kind of erasing a bit of that advantage. That's gonna hurt, though. Shift with the miss on the Nomad. You really can't afford that on this type of pick all that easily, unless the rest of your team has absolutely got your back. And now Bonbon has the opportunity to try to drag this one back for Oregon, as Schwartz has built up his combo a fair amount. Varler fading into irrelevancy. There goes Bonbon, though. There goes Schwartz as well. And with it go Oregon's hopes on this map. I think this was always going to be one that they didn't have a great chance on. This is just not the skill set for their team. And even as not, you know, the best speed team in the world, Tennessee is considerably stronger on this particular matchup. And they're going to emerge with a pretty solid win. A lot of combo for all three members of Tennessee into the ending. And they're going to win it by 500,000 plus, it looks like. Good way to start things off. For Tennessee on the first pick, evening things up 1-1. As we get one pick in from each team into this match. I feel that is kind of just what happens with speed maps. Often people just kind of have to take an L. It's such a binary sort of skill set. If you are not comfortable with high BPM, you're not going to have a great time. And that's why you end up seeing wider gaps on a map like that between the teams. And Boschman comes back in to pick Ding. We're going hidden to low AR hidden with overlaps and stacks and sliders and changing rhythms. Everybody remembers this one from OWC back in 2018. One of Dada's more infamous picks back in that era. Makes its triumphant return here in USC 4 years later. official Ding player Suicune for Tennessee. And, you know, you can kind of feel that this is just how this match is going to go. Oregon picking Nomad 5, Hidden 2, which is, you know, Nomad 6, Hidden 2 in a lot of tournaments, which are obviously a pairing that kind of go hand in hand. Probably would not be surprised to see a free mod 2 pick. And then things will get a little more interesting. Tennessee on their side, harder to say. They've got Nomad 2 available to them. They've got free mod 1 available to them for, you know, kind of left hand, kind of higher BPM, speedier stuff. But we'll see where we land after this pick. And you're going to see players, if they're not comfortable with this type of map, struggling pretty hard. It's just not a comfy map. This is stylistically a type of Hidden 2 that was extremely prevalent in its era and still carries a decent amount of difficulty. If somebody is not a reading player, it'll be identified pretty rapidly in this one. So far, so good for pretty much everybody, though. The verse, not the worst thing in the world. Teo and Tynamo both get caught on that first perfect stack. Those are 2 notes there, gentlemen. Unfortunately, did not tap them properly or aim them properly. A little bit of both, I suppose. They can happen at the same time. This is basically dead even, though, at this juncture. The accuracy pretty similar, actually a little bit in favor of Tennessee. And I feel, you know, if you're Tennessee and you're playing against Oregon, you know you're going into this matchup. You have 2 options. You know, you can either learn this and leave it up, or you can ban it out. Because you know Oregon's probably going to pick it. That's a big reset all over the board. Koda, Suicune, Teo, and Bashiman all breaking on the way out of the Ki there. And it's just Schwartz as Tynamo breaks as well. So can he play the hero for Oregon on this pick, helping them to a couple 100,000 point lead now, in the lead in the lobby on his own by 130,000 points over his teammate Bashiman. Little smiley in the corner there. I saw that, Schwartz. I saw that, buddy. Don't think you can put that past us. There we'll go Suicune again. Koda and Teo likewise under 100 combo. Yep. This is just, you're just not gonna have a good time on this map if you aren't a very good reading player. And you know, you can get through the first bit before it really intensifies. But the way the rhythms in these chorus sections work are just not player friendly. It's kind of got that stop-start thing. We're getting a little bit back settled in. Tynamo and Teo having a little bit of trouble, but Schwartz and Bashiman chilling. Koda, Suicune chilling. But we are looking at Schwartz, who's trying to bring this one home for Oregon with the FC. 600,000 points. The lead is nowhere near in doubt, and he does do it. That is going to be a nice play from Mr. Schwartz on the side of Oregon. The FC on Ding. Top scoring lobby by 400,000 points. And he and Bashiman could have just... Actually, I didn't see... Hang on. They could have ignored Bashiman's score. Schwartz and Tynamo would have won that on their own, 2v3. By about 20,000 points, almost on the dot. And don't look at Bashiman's score. Thank you. And yep, quickly, Tennessee back over to their side. They go right into the Nomad 2. I don't think anybody was surprised to see this occurring. is a 200 BPM, very aim intense in terms of the flow aim Nomad 2 pick. We saw this, of course, previously in Illinois versus New Jersey. There were 3 FCs on the map. See if these teams can replicate that sort of success. Tennessee saying, we are coming for the tapping picks. And this train ain't got no brakes. Left hand, best hand. So it's a very interesting stylistic matchup of the teams on their first 2 picks each, with Oregon going gimmick, gimmick, and Tennessee going tapping mechanics, tapping mechanics. Boschman, Schwartz, Zados for Oregon. Firyu +2 to be determined, I guess, for Tennessee. And then get their players in some sort of reasonable time frame here. I don't know what's going on. Can we not? What are we doing? They literally have one person in the lobby. What are we doing here? They have one person in the lobby. Come on, can we, like, where are their players? Are they just getting hard banchoed? What's happening here? This was happening earlier. Wow, fancy that. When you threaten to start without players, they get in instantly. That is crazy. That is absolutely wild. It's gonna be Firyu, Coda, Shift as the Tennessee roster here on Gravesinger. 200 beats per minute. Just 2 minutes 18 seconds is not very long, but what it lacks in duration, it certainly makes up for in intensity. Aim can catch people out, you know, and you can note lock if you don't aim properly and just kind of die. Saw that happen to a couple players. I think it was Captain and Guidon May. Captain, more notably, for Illinois, just did not have a good time. You fall off a stream and it can be hard to get back on. I feel like I've seen like good performances out of Oregon on Nomad 2s in the past, but given that they banned DT2 and did not have the greatest time on Fremod 3, I don't have the super highest of hopes for them on this pick. However, it's starting out okay. Holding the combo through the intro at least here with a small lead thanks to, I'm not really sure what, technically I guess accuracy, but not by a big margin or anything. You get into these long streams, that's where things will start to pop off. And here we go. You'll see the aim requirement kind of gradually scale up and then hit a fever pitch. It's gonna be Zados with the first break. That's on that repeat slider. Coda, though, is just gone, and that's what happens. You miss an entire stream. You can't get back on until you get to the next stream. And there goes Shift as well. He's gonna have the same problem. You miss once on these streams and you chain miss the rest of the entire stream until you get to the next one. It's so hard to get back on because the aim is so tricky, and you just lose score and you can't build up combo, and you find yourself all of a sudden behind by 100,000 points. Bashiman and Schwartz holding a double FC into the last quarter of the map. Firyu doing what he can for Tennessee. Coda and Shift are going to have a lot of work to put in. They're going to have to hope for Oregon to really fall apart in this ending. As we get back into the next stream, here things go, getting a lot more difficult again as we call into question the aim on these flow patterns from the players, and it's Coda once again breaking, and there goes Schwartz in the ending, but there go Coda and Shift. Bashiman still holding the match. Firyu, and Oregon is going to do it with an FC from Bashiman. He matches. Firyu likewise, 1 FC per team. Oh, Bashiman with a 1 miss. I lied. Where did he even miss? Okay, whatever. I'm blind. I don't know. But you look at Coda and Shift. 51 misses, 39 misses, 26 misses on Zados. That is what happens on this map. If you miss in a stream, you will not get back on until the next stream comes around. I don't think I've seen a single player miss on a stream and hit another note for the next, 16 notes, 32 notes until you have another stream where you can get started on it again. It's just not possible. And so it feels like a huge gamble because you were basically saying, we are going to FC. Because if you don't FC, you end up with scores like those. Also, I mean, there is something to be said for trying to play 200 BPM Nomad 2 at literally 12:30 a.m. I mean, there's the chance that you're feeling fine because you're warm, but, like, that thought, is in the back of your head as a viewer, like, maybe this isn't the best time to be trying to play incredibly straining maps. Hard to say. And Oregon is saying, we're going to continue with the gimmick picks in this pool. They're going right down the list. Nomad 5, check. Hidden 2, check. Hard Rock 3, check, check, check. This is the A-Rank FC map. It is very hard to act. You shouldn't miss, but you probably won't have very good accuracy. The rhythms in this are not friendly. See if Coda's saying I'm never playing a match at midnight again. That's what I'm saying, man. I can't imagine. I don't know. I mean, it's hard to know what's going on behind the scenes, obviously, but like, was there's no way, there was literally no other time at all that they could have played this that would have been, a little more friendly, because unless you have just some super scuffed sleep habits, this is not like the optimal time to be playing. I've seen plenty of tournaments where teams end up playing super late at night, and it often doesn't go super well for them. But you opt into this as the reschedule, so it's kind of just taking responsibility for it, and we'll see how the rest of the match plays out. It's only 3-1. It's only one break point. It's not like it's over. But Oregon starting out with a pretty solid first couple picks, and already taking an early lead on this one as Firyu and Shift each find a miss in the first 300 combo, and there goes Firyu again. We're gonna throw you from 200 BPM consistent but difficult to flow into some finger control hard rock. Changing it all up on him. Fast sliders in this as well. We've seen people break on some of the sliders before, and there's no combos on Tennessee. Meanwhile, it's a double FC with an early break, or maybe slider ends missed by Bashiman. Call it 3 FCs because it might as well be if it isn't. The accuracy, as per expectation for this pick, not great anywhere, but Oregon has the edge in that as well as in combo, and this is pretty much unlosable at this point. It's almost a million point lead here soon. This is just a non-starter for Tennessee. Clearly not comfortable with this skill set, while Oregon just chilling. I mean, it's a triple FC. What more can you even say? This is exactly what you want. Take the break point to go up 3-1, consolidate it very comfortably by over 1 million points to go up 4-1, and now you just got to win 2 more picks of your own to close out the match. I mean, your path to victory is very clear here if you're Oregon now after that. And all 3 of their picks, they've looked very, very comfortable and confident on. And it is going to be a triple FC. 93.98 AC on Schwartz. The highest A ranks from Varler and Boschman. What did I say, man? It's A-rank FC map. I was really not making that up. And wow, these dudes are picking fast and furious. It's more mechanics It's more mechanics for Team Tennessee. But now it's more about the aim. So they said, okay, tapping didn't work. Tapping worked once, it didn't work the second time. Maybe aim instead. So we're gonna go Superfly's Kakuse. Very lengthy Nomad one. This one's 4 minutes long. Pretty heavy on the aim. Not very heavy on much else. 216 effective BPM, I believe. That, just looking back, that team score 2.6 million. I don't have my stats page open to know what New Jersey's score was, because they put up a pretty solid result on it as well. But it wasn't anything like quite like that. Yeah, they put up 2.4. So still pretty solid. But Oregon does slide into first place on Hard Rock 3 after 2 matches have played it now. And this is, I think, this is a very important pick here for Tennessee. There's still Hard Rock on. At K, there's still Hard Rock on. Try this again. Did it not go through? She didn't do it, so no. I'm gonna say no, because there's no MP mods command here at all. Bancho moment. All right, so in we go. Anyway, I think this is conceptually speaking a very important pick for Tennessee. Obviously, if they lose this, they go down 5-1. It's match points by the handful for Oregon. But also, if they win this, and they win it, kind of comfortably, I think it tells them that they can try to pick aim, which means maybe they can go like, I don't know about Hidden One, but at least Hard Rock 1, maybe Free Mod 1 as well. Freemod, I feel like Freemod 1 actually would have been a better pick than Nomad 2 on the last map, because it is faster, it has a little more to do with your left hand, but also some aim, but in a way that's like less coin flippy than this particular Nomad 2, where you just see those chain misses come through and people fall apart. And a couple breaks early on, that little weird rhythm heading into the spinner gets Shift and Bashi Man. 2 to 2, the other combos nearly dead even. Slight accuracy advantage to Oregon, but again, it's so early, it doesn't really matter all that much. It's just gonna flicker for a bit here as we build up combo and we see, where a big break actually comes from at some juncture here. Wouldn't be a Moth map without some like weird rhythm thing somewhere, right? So far, so good. Basically everywhere. Those early hiccups for Shift and Bashi Man. There is the miss. Furyu suffers it. 400 combo in. And Shift follows right up, and that is not good. It is still early days. It is only a third in, but they're giving away a basically free advantage to Oregon. They're giving them a big combo lead in a part of the map where you really don't want to be giving that kind of advantage away. It's not like it was on some gigantic diff spike where you get, multiple misses per team. That was just missing on kind of, casual part of the map. And Oregon gets some free combo here to continue building that lead even bigger. Schwartz Zados on the double FC. Coda, the lone FC for Tennessee. And Bashi Man is matching the combined combo of Furyu and Shift thanks to not missing since early, right before that spinner at the start. We're gonna reach halfway through. It's gonna be about a 200,000 point lead for Oregon. And the way forward is kind of unclear for Tennessee here because there's not really a lot they can do besides aim and pray in the back third of this pick. Oregon, likewise, will need to hold and hope that the nerves don't come in. 4 minutes long, aim heavy, or nerves can be a factor, especially when you're into this part of the map. Oh goodness, part of the match where things start, taking a turn towards match points. Zados with a miss on nothing is not helpful for Oregon. But Coda slider breaks. That is the lone FC gone for Tennessee, and that might be the backbreaker. It's a lot to ask now for them to have any chance coming back, and there goes Shift also. This is basically over now. And there goes Furyu. Good night on Nomad 1 to Tennessee. They took a gamble on this pick. I don't know that I necessarily agree with this pick, but what other better option did they feel like they had? Hard to say. Bashiman late break. Zados and Schwartz follow it up, but it just doesn't matter. There's no real combo to speak of on Tennessee. It's a 400,000 point lead. Oregon did what they needed to do on this pick. They came out here saying, we're going to combo this as long as we can into that div spike ending, and we're going to take a lead, and it's up to you to try and do something about it. And Tennessee did not have the answers. And that is going to be another break point for Oregon. They take a 5-1 lead. Match points the rest of the way in this match. Off the back of a 500,000 point win on Nomad 1. The mechanics just not working out for Tennessee. They went Nomad 2, didn't go well for them. Went Nomad 1, didn't go well for them either. Oregon just looking like the stronger team overall. Oregon time advantage, possibly. I mean, Tennessee's playing it 12:40 a.m., 12:40 p.m., 11:40 p.m. I'll get it right, I promise. I know how time works. Meanwhile, Oregon's playing it 9:40 p.m. Like, yeah, no Digidrake here for Tennessee. Coda and Shift, long days for them. I mean, as I said, don't know why they necessarily agreed to opt into this time. If that was going to be the case, where it was going to end up with them missing Digidrake, and with people on super long days, and this is something that I feel like I kind of harp on in tournaments, like scheduling, putting together a team that has functional matching schedule is like half the battle. I don't know. There were more reschedules this week than there are actually total matches to be played, so clearly, you know, the tournament only involving 4 time zones is not actually useful, because even then you still get really rough schedules for people. Oregon departing from their gimmick picks. They go into Hard Rock 1. Kind of curious about this one. I mean, they still had Fremont 2 available. I kind of like the way they were working their way down the mod pools, going no mod hidden Hard Rock, but instead they just stay in Hard Rock here, and they say, you know, we're feeling comfortable on streams, we're feeling comfortable on aim, we're feeling like we're just better as a team, so let's go ahead and go Hard Rock 1. Just super consistency, very farmy pick, and this is where we're going to try to close it out with our first opportunity. But again, as is the case with Nomad 1 picks, it can feel a little coin flippy. Anybody on a slightly bad aim run, or, you know, mistaps on a quint or something, like, can really shoot yourself in the foot. Get a couple early breaks for Coda. Early break for Varler. 30,000 point lead for Oregon, but early days. 1/4 of the way into a 4-minute long map. There goes Shift and Zados. Just a perfect trade. No advantage either way. There goes Furyu next. So we're watching Bashiman. He is the FC remaining of the 6 players in the lobby. Not even 500 combo in. Kind of surprising that everybody has broken already. There goes Zados again, so it's going to help out Tennessee, but it's not going to help out Tennessee because Fury breaks immediately thereafter. So it's Bashiman and Varler with combo against Coda. Shift trying to build back up as best he can. Zados, again, struggling. Oregon could take a really huge lead if they would have been able to hold through this section a little better. But it's a 2v2 on the board. Bashiman Varler against Coda Shift, and it's going to be Bashiman Varler taking the lead as Coda, once again, suffering, I think. Mentioned having a long day. Very tricky occasion, very tricky circumstance to be in. Varler, next to break. Bashiman, I think, has as much combo as the other 5 players combined currently. He is absolutely chilling. Can he make it through this Quint spam section? Yes, he can. There goes Shift. I always felt like somebody would break there. So halfway through. Lead 200,000 to the side of Oregon. Fury breaks, Coda breaks, Shift had just broken. It feels like Tennessee really does not have anything left for this pick. Any win that they might have been able to put in their sails off of winning their first pick of the match, I think fell by the wayside rapidly with that Nomad 2 defeat. And they just have not looked the same on the pick since then. And have pretty continuously struggled, while Oregon, perhaps not playing their absolute best, but they're doing enough to give themselves the 5-1 lead, to give themselves the 200,000 point lead on this pick. And more likely than not, close out the match right here. And this is kind of what you want to do. You know, just put the pedal to the floor if you're Oregon and close things out in as comfortable fashion as possible, because you have another match this weekend. You don't want to give away information more than necessary to your next opponent regarding your picks and your performances. Obviously, everybody knew that Oregon was going to be a team that was going to pick into the gimmick stuff, but they came out and performed well on some mechanics as well. And if they had or have pocket picks remaining for this pool, they're able to hide them, only needing 3 picks. Or 4 picks, excuse me, only needing 4 picks. Rather than 5, maybe even 6. 5 total. So they're able to hold back at least a little information. Maybe Free Mod 2 is in the offing, hard to say. Maybe DT3 if it wasn't banned against them. Maybe Hard Rock 2 if it wasn't, those bans both could be picks for this Oregon team. But we won't get to find that out tonight because they close it out right here and right now on Hard Rock 1 by a more than 300,000 point margin. And I forgot to delete the storyboard, so now we're going to have this interminable break here at the end. So that's going to be it. That's going to be Oregon 6-1. Pretty straightforward victory in this match. Well done to them. Let's do that. Maybe that'll do it. Okay. But well done to Oregon. They'll advance onward. The team of Manzado, Schwartz, Varler, Tynamo, Bonbon putting their best foot forward into the next round here in the tournament. As we take a look at our bracket, this upper portion of the losers bracket, Oregon will await Texas versus Kansas winner, as mentioned. That match, not for a while, I don't think. That is, that's 20 UTC tomorrow. So that one will be a little while before they get to find out who they end up playing next. Tennessee eliminated. So they'll be at home. Top 24. Which, considering their state in general, not the worst result in the world. We would hope for more, but to get at least one win, there's teams that can't say that, so hold their head high. hope to improve and come back next year even stronger. But well done to Oregon. That's going to do it for tonight. We have a couple matches, and by a couple, I mean a whole lot of matches. I missed a match on this schedule. I have to fix that. But, so tomorrow we will have Arizona versus Michigan. First match of the day, 17 UTC, 1 p.m. Eastern. Kind of crazy Arizona agreed to that. It's 10 a.m. local time in a regional tournament. I'm surprised they agreed to that early a match, but so it goes. That's followed up by Virginia versus Oklahoma, 19 UTC. A pair of matches at 20 UTC an hour after that. Texas, Kansas, as mentioned, and Ohio, Maryland. Gonna hope to have 2 streams running so we can have both of those broadcast. A little break before Pennsylvania, Minnesota, and then finally, after all those are done, we will get into our first winners bracket match of the weekend. That'll be Sunday, 3 UTC, tomorrow night, 11 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Pacific. Get to see Florida, Carolina in action. Carolina, who've been looking good. Florida, of course, only played 1 match so far, but looked dominant in it. But that'll all be coming. So we'll be back in about 12 hours, in fact, as luck would have it. Relatively convenient sort of timing. So make sure you're following the stream so you know when we go live. Make sure you're in the Discord and you get the announcements for those streams. Check out the YouTube for VODs for any matches you may have missed. I think that covers all the bases pretty much for all the socials that you can find us on. Thank you for watching this evening, the first night of our quarterfinals weekend. We got a lot coming for you tomorrow, so don't miss out on any of it. I've been this one guy. Thank you for being here. Have a good night. We'll see you tomorrow, day 2, as USC rolls on.